the new topics we are going to talk about this time is factors and multiples. So we will see what is factors and multiples, and we will find the common factors and multiples of given numbers. Then also we're going to talk about the highest common factor and then lowest common multiples as well. Then finally, I'm going to cover prime number and then composite number as well in order to express a number as a product over prime factors. The next video, I will introduce you to the ladder method to help you find the highest common factor and lowest common multiple quickly. Then we will cover some challenging word problems of this topic as well. Let's get started. Okay, now let's talk about factors and multiples. So what is factors? Factors are the numbers that divide into another number exactly. That means it doesn't give you any remainder. Then multiples are the same as an extended version of a times table. You keep times it by integers. So now let's have a look at what is factors and multiples by looking at the examples. Let's find the factors and multiples of 24. So first of all, factors. In order to find the factors, you need to think about factor pair. That is two numbers that times together make 24. That is factor pairs. Let's see, if you got a 1 here, then 1 times 24 makes 24. These are the factor pair. Then 2 and 12, 3 times 8 makes 24, so 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and then you've got 6 and 4, that means we found all the factors of 24. Then, now let's looking for the multiples of 24. It's times table, right? 24 times 2 is 48, 24 times 3 is 72, then adding 24, that gives you 96, and it goes forever. These are the multiples of 24. Let's talk about the common factors and common multiples. Then what does it mean by common? Common means the same number. Here, I've got a 12 and 18, and we're looking for factors of 12 and then factors of 18. Then let's find the same numbers. So first, factors of 12 is thinking about the factor pairs 1 and 12, and then 2 and 6, and then you've got 3 and 4. 4 and 3 is the same, you can stop here. And the factors of 18 is starting by 1 times 8, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. Then I think I can't find any more, right? So we can stop here. Then let's talk about multiples as well. Let's see, 12 times table. We've got a 12, 24, 36, 48. Then we have 60, 72, 84. And then now multiples of 18, adding 18 each time, 36. Then 54, 18 times 4 is 72. Then 90. Goes forever. Now, as I said, we're looking for the common factors and common multiple. Can you see the same numbers? So now here you can see the common factors of 12 and 18, that is 1, 2, 3 and 6, and you also can see multiples of 12 and 18, that is 36, 72. Then I think we can find more, and these are common factors and multiples. Now, finally, I'm going to introduce you a new term, that is highest common factor. As a short, we call it HCF. And then we also have a new term, lowest common multiple, that is also called LCM. So let's see, what are these? So first of all, let's talk about the highest common factors. We've got our common factors with the green numbers, right? Then among them, what is the highest number? The highest number is 6, right? So this is the highest common factors over 12 and 18. Then let's have a look at the common multiples. So you've got a common multiple. Among the common multiples of 12 and 18, what is the smallest number? The lowest number is 36. So we say 36 as the LCM of 12 and 18. Then here I have another question, that we found that highest common factors and then lowest common multiple, then you might ask to me that why there's no highest common multiple, and also why there's no lowest common factor. What will you say? Why we can't find the highest common multiple? That is because if you want to find the highest common multiples of 12 and 18, you can't find it because the multiples are goes forever, right? That's why we only have a lowest common multiple. Then, if you ask why there's no lowest common factor, as you can see, what is the lowest common factor of 12 and 18? That is 1. Then, every time any number, your lowest common factor is a 1. So that's why there's no mean to find it, right? Now, let's try to find the HCF and LCM of two numbers. So let's find the highest common factors of 8 and 32. First step, you need to write down all the factors of these two numbers. Think about the number that times together make 8, 1 and 8, 2 and 4. I think that's all. Then think about number times together make 32, 1 and 32, 2 and 16, 3, no, 4 and 8. That's all. So we've got a factors of these two numbers and find the common factors. That is 1, 2, 4 and 8. So we can see highest common factor HCF is 8. Let's talk about LCM of 8 and 32. Now this time think about all the multiples of 8. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, then it goes forever. Now 32, 64. Then I'm going to say you can stop here because we are looking for the smallest multiple. So if you find the one, then you can stop here because 32 is in the both of number. So we can say L means lowest. So, smallest number of the multiple is 32. Now, this time, I'm going to talk about the prime factors. Before talking about prime factors, do you know what is a prime number and then composite numbers? Prime number means a number which has only two factors, that is 1 and itself, and then composite number is the opposite of prime number. So, that means the composite number has got more than two factors. Let's find the prime numbers and composite numbers up to number 20. Let's begin with number 1. Is number 1 prime number or composite number? 1 is not prime number. That is because prime number must have two factors, but 1 has got only one factor, so it's not prime number. And 1 is also not composite number because composite number you need to have more than two factors, but 1 has got only one factor. So 1 is neither prime number nor composite number. Now 2 is a prime number because it has got 1 and 2, 1 and itself as a factors, then 3 as well. But 4 is a composite number because 1, 2, 4 is a factor, so it has got 2 as a factors. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. As you can see, 2 times table, even number is all composite number, right? Because 2 is a factor. Then 9, 10, 11 hasn't got any factors, right? Then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 hasn't got any extra factor except 1 in itself. Now 20. Now we can stop here. So now let's express 36 as a product of its prime factors. We need to use the prime factors to express the number 36. Write down 36 first, and then now thinking about any prime number that times together makes 36. So we thinking about 2. 2 is a prime number, right? 2 times 18 makes 36. Unfortunately, 18 is not a prime number. Then we need to think about the prime factor again. That is 2 times 9 make 18, right? So we've got a 2. But 9 is not a prime number. Then we need to factorizing again. 3 times 3 is 9. So both of numbers are prime numbers, right? Then we can stop in, have a look at it. What numbers do you have? Only focus on the prime numbers. So we can write down 36 equals, product means you times all the numbers together, right? 2 times 3 times 3. So this is called the prime factorization. We are going to talk more about the prime factor at our next lesson. Then we move on to next question. Find the biggest number that divides into 24 and 42. So now, how can you find the biggest number? So you need to always think about your keyword, biggest, and then it divides into 24 and 42. That means you've got a 24 and you divide 24 by some number. That is the biggest number we're looking for. And then also we divide 42 by the number, the biggest number we're looking for. Then now we realize that the question is asking you to find the factor, right? The missing number is a factor of 24 and 42. But since the question is asking you to find the biggest number, that means find HCF of 24 and 42. So write down all the factors of 24, times it together, make 24 is 1 and itself, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. These are the factors of 24 and 42. 1 and itself, 1 and 42, 2 and 21, 3 and 14. Then I think we've got a 6 and 7. So now we need to find the common factors of these two numbers. So common factors of this number is 1, 2, 3. I can see 1, 2, 3, both of the number, and then 6. Then finally our highest common factor is 6. So the biggest number that goes into 24 and 42 is 6. Now write down the number between 41 and 51, which is divisible by both 3 and 4. So let's think about our keyword. So you need to looking for the number that is in between 41 and 51. Then you can divide the number by, we don't know the number, but at least we know that this number is somewhere between 41 and 51. Then also the number, you can divide the number by 3 and you can divide the number by 4. Then using all of our clue, we can figure it out. The number must be the multiples of 3 and then multiples of 4. Then you can divide it into, right? So we need to find the multiples of 3 and 4 that goes beside the 41 and 51. Now let's find our common multiples of 3 and 4. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Then multiples of 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Then we can see our lowest common multiple, that is 12. Then multiples of 12 will be common multiples of 3 and 4, right? Then now, let's focus on our multiples of 12. 12, 24, 36, until we can see the number between 41 and 51. Then 48, and then 60. Then we can stop here because we found the number that goes between 41 and 51. That number is 48. So 48 is divisible by 3 and 4. We've been talking about factors and multiples. Factors and multiples might be easy to you, but make sure you understand it perfectly. So if the question looks for the smallest number that is divisible by different two number, that is about lowest common multiple. If the question asks you to find the biggest number, largest number that divide into different two numbers, it is all about highest common factor. So if you understand what I'm talking about clearly, then you are ready for the next lesson. I will see you at the next lesson. Bye.